lot of times there's a mentally ill individual in a family, and certain family members in this family will target that individual and convince the other family members that that individual is very sick and doing things they're not, and end up getting all the family members to cut off contact from that individual so that that individual has nobody at all except for the members of the family that are doing those things to that person that are hateful and abusive, like my mom and my sister and certain other family members have done to me, so that they are the only people that I had. And then, so that every time I need something, the only people I have are my mom and my sister and a few other people. And then, so that if I ever want to get away from the abuse, which I'm trying to do now, I will have nobody at all and be all alone because they have convinced everybody else in my family that I do hateful and mean things when I'm constantly doing really nice and generous things for them while they abuse me. And now that I've decided to get away from the abuse and cut the abusive people off, I have no contact with any of my other family members or anybody at all because they have convinced them all that I'm doing all these things that I never really did. Um, and none of my family members that are besides them have contact with me because my sister and my mom lied to them about me the whole time, and refused to tell me about any family get-togethers or anything, uh, or to bring me with to any family reunions, and did not ever tell me about any family reunions, uh, you know, and told people that I didn't want to come to them or see them. And it's all this cycle of manipulation because they wanted to have control over me and be the only ones that I could ever go to for anything. Um, they're sick. They are more mentally ill than me. But it's a game of control, and then they say that because of my mental illness, I'm so sick. Oh, she's in the hospital. She did this, and then they claim that I did this really crazy thing. In reality, they made me depressed so that I would cry in front of the cop when after they uh, screamed at me and did something really mean to me, and I wasn't suicidal. I just was crying because they verbally abused me and maybe even hit me or something. And I was just trying to tell the cop, they did this to me, and then the cop, just sided with them because I'm mentally ill and did not even listen to my side that there's nothing wrong with me. I was on my medications. And it's all this vicious cycle of manipulation from certain family members that try and control the mentally ill individual. And a lot of the environmental factors like that, like from sick family members who want to control a mentally ill person, and the environment, and that makes the mentally ill person sick, and makes their situation bad and worse. And that is one of the cycles that has to be broken. And that is one of the cycles that I've been in the um, scenario of breaking for a very long time. And it's very hard because then after they've broken off contact and made everybody believe their lies, if you break off contact with them, you're all alone. And it's much like an abusive husband who has convinced everybody the wife is lying about him and that he does not abuse his wife. And she's afraid to get away from him because he might come after her, or she'll have nowhere to go. and she'll be all alone and won't be able to support herself.